Guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about the Majins created by Dr. Arisu because Majin C and Majin D are going to merge and become one to defeat Goku and his friends, and you'll understand how all this happens now. But before we start, if you know someone who also likes this content, share the video, and most importantly, I would like to ask you to follow the channel so that we can grow more and more each day, and obviously so that you can watch future videos. Now without further ado, let's go to today's video. Guys, in these last episodes, we ended up seeing the creation of two new characters who will fight against Goku and his friends. And these new enemies are the two Majins created by Dr. Arisu with the goal of creating a being so powerful under her control that she could use him to dominate the first demonic world and defeat the current king. This being King Goma, who was responsible for turning Goku and his friends into children back in the first episodes. We recently discovered that Dr. Arisu ended up going to planet Earth in the 7th universe during the Majin saga, and she was observing everything waiting for a good opportunity. And that opportunity came when Vegeta sacrificed himself by creating that explosion that made Majin Buu turn into thousands of pieces. And it was at that moment that she saw a great opportunity and ended up collecting some of those fragments of the original Majin Buu. With these fragments, she managed to create two new Majins thanks to the help of a wizard who in the past helped create Kid Buu, showing that his origin from the beginning was demonic, perfectly matching Kid Buu's personality, who was a being who only sought destruction and chaos. Using these fragments or Majin essence together with the seeds of a Saibamen that was in the possession of the wizard, she managed to create a Majin, which in this case was Majin C, and at the moment of his birth, Dr. Arisu, who was his teacher, ended up ordering him to face Tamagami number 1, and without hesitation he obeyed and went after his opponent. Why would she give this order? The reason she gave this order was very simple. She needed a servant strong enough to help her become the supreme queen of demons, and the least she expected was to have a warrior more powerful than the feared Tamagamis, who are the most powerful beings in all 3 demonic kingdoms. But we also found out that in the 8th episode, Glorio ended up calling Dr. Arisu and telling her that Goku had gotten one of the Dragon Balls from the demon world, showing that he is secretly working for the Doctor, and he will probably be the one responsible for getting the balls and delivering them to the Doctor, who will be able to do anything with them, and maybe she will become even more powerful or end up making a wish very different from what we thought. But she certainly does not have good intentions with the power of Dark Shenron. Unfortunately, we do not have any information about what her wish would be, but she may end up wishing to have possession of the 3rd demon eye that King Goma so desires, or even something different, like bringing the former supreme king of the demons back to life, and I am referring to Dabura, who may end up returning even more powerful than before. With the creation of Majin C in the 9th episode, Dr. Arisu ended up ordering him to face and defeat Tamagami number 1, and that was what the Majin tried to do, but after a brief battle, it became clear that he did not have enough power to win that battle, so he ended up giving up on that duel and retreating without any injuries on his body, as well as Tamagami, who also did not receive any injuries, since the blows he received were very weak and perhaps did not even leave a scratch on his body. After the disappointment that was Majin C, Dr. Arisu returned to the wizard, and there she ended up creating her second servant, this being Majin D, and just like before, she ordered him to face Tamagami number 1, and he obeyed just like his older brother, and we still don't have the conclusion of this battle, but in the brief battle we can say that he is strong, and unlike his brother, he was able to withstand a battle against Tamagami number 1, managing to face him and receive some blows, which made it a somewhat balanced battle. However, all of us who have been following the Dragon Ball story for years can already deduce that even if Majin D wins this duel against Tamagami number 1, he still won't be strong enough to defeat Goku and Vegeta at the same time. So if at some point Majin C and Majin D are defeated, who could be the final enemy of this Daima saga? This answer could be quite simple because it will be a Majin. Now you must be wondering how this would be possible, since the wizard who is helping Dr. Arisu no longer has any Saibamen seeds, and therefore she won't be able to create a new Majin. But this won't be necessary because this new Majin already exists, and at the same time doesn't yet exist, because he will be created when Majin C and Majin D merge into a single being. That's right guys, I'm saying that we will have a new fusion, and he will be an enemy of Goku and his friends, and this fusion will certainly be more powerful than Kid Buu and stronger than any other warrior in the demon world. His strength will be so great that not all the Tamagamis together would be able to defeat him. Therefore, he could be the final opponent of Goku and Vegeta, who should also end end up fusing in order to face this new Majin fusion, which would be the perfect servant for the Doctor's plans. Since there are other universes outside the demon world, there is a possibility that Dr. Arisu will want to try to invade these universes to dominate them. After all, if she wants to be the supreme queen of the demons, what would stop her from wanting to go beyond that and want to dominate all the universes? Well, nothing would stop her from wanting to do that, because the more things a being has, the more they want to have. We can say that this fusion will actually happen, but now how would it end up happening, or better yet, what would be the method used for this fusion? We can say that we have a few options. The most likely is that the two Majins would use the adhesive insects and thus end up fusing into a single being for some time. Another that is also likely to happen would be that because they are both Majins, they could combine, generating a fusion. And the least likely to happen would be to use a wish granted by Dark Shenron that could be used by Dr. Arisu, who would ask for a very powerful warrior, and that would make Dark Shenron use the two Majins as components to create that being. Or the Doctor could ask for the two Majins to become a single being much more powerful than the two individually. Of these three options, the first and second are the most likely to happen, but the last one would be the most incredible to see, because we would not only see Dark Shenron, but we would also see a fusion between the two Majins, and judging by the fact that one of them is very thin and the other very fat, we can theorize that the fusion between them would be very fat and not thin, but rather a more muscular version in the style of Super Buu. Guys, now if you liked the video and are looking forward to seeing the new fusion between the Majins, leave your like and also comment and subscribe to the channel. Bye!